We try to get together at least once a year for breakfast or lunch during the summer months. And we were sitting there, I had just been elected mayor, and we were sitting there having a conversation, and you looked at me and you said, I want to do something significant while you're mayor for the community. You remember that conversation?
I absolutely remember that conversation. You said to me, so what are you passionate about?
Right.
And the first thing that came out of my mouth was helping survivors, I don't like the word victims, of domestic violence.
Right.
And you proceeded to tell me about how the city had been trying for years to get a family justice center here.
Right.
And had not been successful. And, I immediately said, I'm all in, what do I need to do?
Right. I remember that day because I remember going back to the mayor's office. There were other parts of that conversation that I will never forget. One was me sharing with you about my sister's tragic murder and having been abused, and we were not aware of it. And then you opening up and sharing with me that you were a survivor. And that was so, I went back to my office with such a profound, deep thought about the conversation we just had. People don't realize this was a 13-year journey from the time we started talking about it, visiting the other centers, and actually opening the doors.
I am just so proud, first of all, of what was built here. Mm-hmm. We took an old building, literally gutted it, and with the help of so many others, we were able to build what we have here today. And I think it's so important that when individuals walk through that door seeking help, they feel like it's a safe place, a place where they can share what they're going through and get the help that they need. And I believe that's exactly what we have here, and I am just so terribly proud of it.
Yeah, I've had the occasion to have conversations with one or two people who come through the Center for Help. And I'll never forget being at the Warren Village and sitting there with a group of women who were going through the program, and they all went around the table and talked about how they ended up in Denver or how they ended up where they were and how Warren Village had helped them. But they came to this one young lady who said, I came here with my boyfriend and our young son from another city. And shortly after arriving in Denver, he started to physically abuse me. And she said, I didn't know where I was going to go. I was literally wandering the streets with my son, trying to figure out where we can go to get safety. And she said, obviously the destination was hopefully to a police substation, somewhere like that. But she ran into someone who says, you should go to Rose Andom Center. And she said, had it not been for the Rose Andom Center, she said, I don't know where I would be. And she didn't know my connection to the Rose Andom Center. And I'm sitting there beaming with pride and just a great deal of satisfaction that the Rose Andom Center got her on the right track, because they got her to the Warren Center, and she was on her way about to purchase her first home.
I just think it's fabulous that we've put everything under one roof. When I was abused many years ago, there virtually, at least not to my knowledge, was any place that you could go. I didn't have anything like this, nothing like this that I could go to and seek assistance. You just feel so helpless because you don't really want to talk to people about it. You really don't, and that's true today. Mm-hmm. Like your sister, you guys didn't know that was happening. You don't really want to talk to anyone, and you just feel just out there by yourself.
Yeah.
So this center just totally fills a need. My hope is that we continue to grow. It's like in the 5 years, we've serviced about 6,500 individuals. Unfortunately, this issue is not going to go away. Right. I would just like to see us be able to help all of those who need it. Because I know today there are individuals out there who need the help that this center provides that either don't know about us or haven't gotten the courage yet to do anything about it. And there's probably various other reasons.
I'm with you. I hope that next 5 years, Andom has grown to be a household name in Colorado. And I think it will. And I know there are a lot of people who still don't know, but I do know there are a lot of people who do know. And about Andom and the fact that the name, your name, is now synonymous with opportunity and survival.